Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this module. Now that we have set the stage from our previous video about thinking of products in terms of problems and the people who are having those problems, it is imperative that we understand how can we get the best out of the customers that we are trying to serve. When I say how we're going to get the best way to extract the problems that they are facing, because that will guarantee our product market fit and our problem solution fit. So there are some easy ways to do that. We are going to be specifically covering three in this video. The first one, as you can see, is the customer interview. I can't tell you enough how many times I've seen product managers and many other solution providers not talking to their customers is actually quite bizarre that people do not talk with their customers. Just as you strike up a conversation with your acquaintance or a friend where you ask them about their day, it's simple to start asking open-ended questions like what are the biggest problems that you're facing, what is keeping you up at night, and then it starts a big conversation. So that's an easy way, but a lot of people refrain from doing that. I highly encourage you, even in the assignments that we have, that you take the extra yards to go and talk to real people and not just use like a chat gpt to simulate those conversations out. Immense value comes out of talking to people and knowing their problems on a first hand basis. I highly recommend that. I don't need to emphasize that there are so many tools out there, even if it's like a Zoom call or in person. If you can, that's the best. Have those in person meetings and ask open ended questions. And this is where your listening skills will be most at play, where you asked open ended questions and then just record and take and absorb in some of the problems that your customers have. So that's the easiest way to start, talking with your customer base and really understand what are their problems. Okay, so we're going to write again, what's the problem? Before you get to any solutions, start with the problem itself. These are usually done in a one-on-one settings. I personally recommend that you talk one-on-one with your customers. That creates like a safe space where people can be a little more open about some of their grievances or problems, or they can vent. So you have to make sure that you create a safe enough environment for people to open up with you. So that's one. The second one is the Customer Advisory Board, or CAB, the short form. Customer Advisory Board is a little different. This is a way that you can collaborate with your existing customers and make 10 to 15. I would not go more than that. That you form a board of these 15 customers that you have, and then really engage with them in a group setting, spark off their ideas from each other so that you have a diversity of opinions. The reason why I highly encourage that you set up a CAB as well, because this is where you will have at least 15 to 20 uh, customers. So there is a little bit of a diversity of opinions. Um, Now, this set that you select, there are a certain criteria for how you will select. This generally has to be a representative of your target audience. So it has to be a reflection of your overall big audience so that you get the proper um, diversity of opinions and you capture the whole truth of what the problem is and how many people are facing. This is one big advantage over the individual customer interviews, because with one of the problems with customer interviews, when you do it on an individual basis, you might tend to get hyper local or hyper individualized problems that those are facing that might not be applicable for all of them. Again, in tandem, these work the best. Now that you have these two, which is the customer interviews and the customer advisory board, the last one is I highly encourage that you have beta testers and early access programs. This is a way for you to essentially tell some of your customers that they are amazing, that they are tech savvy or they are product savvy, and you are giving them the privilege of being one of the first to use some of your best new features. I was excited to test a lot of new features when I also served as the Tableau ambassador. So when they came out with like great features or new early access, I was always excited to try some of that, and so on with so many other softwares and products. For that to work well, you need people to have a little bit of patience to know that some things might not be correct, and you are giving something new to them, so there might be a few things that might be buggy. So there is a little bit of a profile that is there for a beta tester or an early access program. So keep that in mind. This is again where it's more in terms of the relationships that you build. Not everyone can be a beta tester. I highly recommend that you vet this set of beta testers so that they know that they're getting these new features of your product or new versions of your product, but it is with the understanding and expectation that they're the privileged set to get this early, but you get good feedback from them. The main thing is to talk, at least if you're not able to do high end or sophisticated surveys or any of these focus groups. There are many such things that you can do, but I highly recommend that at least at the start, you have these three things at least set up. Talk to them. Customer interviews, talk to them, and then listen to them as well. Customer advisory boards, again, make sure that they are diverse enough. And then with beta testers and early access group, make sure that they are receptive and their expectation is managed, that things can be buggy. So those are the easy ways that you can start collaborating with customers, get their input, whether it's in form of voting features or you write or transcript their conversations. Obviously make sure that they are all aware that you're doing this and you're making use of this data to make the product better that can serve them well in the future. So I hope you use some of these tactics, and I'd love to see how you apply these in the assignments as well. Thank you.